All right, guys, what's up? Welcome to that Mad Mike, right here in LA, working today, guys. A lot went on at work, lots going on in the NFL. So I'm just excited and want to talk about it. And first, we'll start with that Monday Night Football game. Well, those Monday Night Football games that went down last night. I remember now watching these games. I want to tell you guys that I did go into that game. I might have said here, watch Tampa. I thought Tampa would give Baltimore all that they can give Baltimore. It was going to be a tough game for Baltimore. And it started out like that. Of course, Mike Evans went down with the hamstring, but with the play he went down on, if he would have caught that, his hamstring wouldn't have given out. They would have been up 14-3. That would have been a hard battle for the Baltimore Ravens with the way that defense was played. But once Mike Evans went out, the air went out of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then the air filled up over on Baltimore Ravens side with Lamar Jackson because he lit them up. I'm talking about throwing for 5 touchdowns. And he looked so great throwing these touchdowns. A lot of questions that we asked today on our shows, we were asking about, is this the best Lamar Jackson we have ever seen? I dove into it this way. He is the best Lamar Jackson we've ever seen. And you've seen the evolution of Lamar. You know, the Lamar that first got in the league, man, in the most dynamic runs you ever want to see by a quarterback. Looked Michael Vick-ish when he first got in the league. But you don't see those kinds of runs anymore. You know, now as he's not giving you those as dynamic runs, he still gets some yards running. He's learned to pass the ball better. And he's learned to be a better pocket passer. Last year, I thought he did an incredible job standing in the pocket, looking upfield until he got into the playoffs. I thought he stood in the pocket too long. He should have been running the ball upfield. It's a delicate thing to know exactly when to do it. And especially when you have the great gifts to run like a Lamar Jackson. You see, one of the things I said, that's a telltale. Lamar is getting it. It was a play earlier this season. You guys probably, I'm sure you've seen the play. Lamar takes a snap. Guy gets up on him. He stiff arms the guy, gets around the corner, and then throws the ball, throws a touchdown in the corner of the end zone. Now I said, that's Lamar putting it all together because he's so athletic and so much faster than everybody else. The old Lamar would not have waste time stiff arming a guy to keep his eyes upfield to throw that pass. The old Lamar would have seen pressure, felt pressure, boom, boom, download them gears, and went around the corner, not even thinking about passing it, relying on his gifts of speed that has gotten him out of everything all his life. That's why it's so hard to tell athletes like Lamar Jackson, don't do that because it has worked for them all their life. And he now has that thing, that little thing that Patrick Mahomes has, that thing of knowing when and how and where and exactly what time to do things. Now, this is the best Lamar, more so than the other years that he got MVP. And I'm going to tell you this. Right now, I looked it up earlier. I was looking for the paper, right? Looking for my stats, my numbers. Right now, since 2023, remember, we talk about his development, but they were always looking for receivers for him. Went through the Odell Beckhams, went through the Nelson Aguilars and all of those guys on the outside, went through the Marquise Browns. But this guy now, Lamar Jackson, has Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers is a guy that Lamar watched in college and said, reached out to and said, I wanted to play with you. They wanted to play together. He's been the difference that makes this the best Lamar Jackson we have seen. Yeah, he threw 5 touchdowns. He only had 5 incompletions on Monday night when the Ravens beat the Buccaneers 41-31. But let me tell you the difference. Those other 2 years he won MVP, his primary receiver was Mark Andrews. Remember, he didn't have those guys on the outside. It was Mark Andrews. So he had a running game and an intermediate short passing game. Now, last 2 years, his primary receiver is the guy that he pointed to in college and said, I want to play with that guy. Zay Flowers. Now that means I'm going up the field more. I have a more explosive offense. It was Mark Andrews, the head of those offenses. When Mark Andrews got hurt, they put in Isaiah Likely. Isaiah Likely is an explosive tight end. The whole offense has gotten explosive with those two players and Lamar playing the perfect role. So I'm saying, yes, he is playing right now the best football we've seen Lamar Jackson play ever. And having Derrick Henry has helped because everybody knows anytime you have to watch Derrick Henry, he can break out. Even when they used to have rotations of backs, everybody don't respect backs the same, but everybody respect Derrick Henry at the highest level. So he'll get more opportunities to throw the ball down the field. Lamar Jackson will, because Derrick Henry is sitting behind him, and they got to put an extra man in that box. I'm expecting him to continue to be a leader in that MVP race. We'll see if he gets it in the end. In that second game where the Cards beat the Chargers 17-15 on a game-winning walk-off field goal, Chargers only had 5 field goals. A lot of people were hurt in that game. You know, Quentin Johnson, my boy receiver, he was not playing. Quentin Johnson been playing pretty good over there. I used to watch him at TCU. I met him a couple times, so I just dropped that out there. You know what I mean? Justin Irvin started throwing the ball all over the floor because they didn't just trying to make it work. Oh, somebody's calling me now. Who's calling me? Oh, what about that? Wait a minute, guys. Who's the phone? Oh, that's DJ Williams. Hey, DJ, I'm on air, man. Let me call you back. Wait till I finish. That's my boy, man. DJ Williams played with me at Miami. You know what I mean? That's my boy right there. But back to this. That Cardinals beating the Chargers. I mean, Justin Herbert throwing the ball all over the place. But that Kyler Murray, when he broke, man, Kyler Murray is so fast. He had 6 carries for 64 yards. He broke out, I think, like a 40, 45-yard touchdown, and he did it again. Remember earlier in the year, he pointed when the thing opened up, when the hole opened up. This day, he's just so fast. He's so fast. And they beat the Chargers. I don't know if the Cards have a chance they're going to do some things. But I tell you what, man, I love the running back they have over there. I love how hard a hard corner run. I love the relationship they're trying to build between Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. But I thought there was some opportunities that Marvin Harrison could have made a play or two in that game that got away. But it was a pretty good ho-hum game on the second night, on a Monday night. I know I told you guys, and I want to talk to you guys. I want to start kind of hearing what you guys are saying about this, that we wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the Deshaun Watson situation with you, you know, and you saw what happened with Deshaun Watson. We talked many times about, everybody talks about the guaranteed contract and all the things that he was going through off the football field with the alleged misconduct and massage stuff. Now, for those you don't know, he got hurt the other day in the game tore his Achilles. And as the cart was coming out, the cart's got the man's Achilles torn. The crowd picked up a chant saying, "You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it." And my heart fell to the ground. I just felt so badly for him, and you're human. But I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on it, and just kind of see, yeah, other perspectives. You know what I'm saying? Just see other perspectives and how it went down. I said this the other day, and I will still say it. Still say it. All of that and how it transpired. Yeah, you know, I don't know. Can't say with all that happened, nothing happened. I certainly can't say it at all. I don't know if I can say all that came out, all did happen, but yeah, yeah. It just makes me, yeah. I just want to hear from you guys about it. You know what I mean? I just want to hear from you guys about it. So let me see what I can hit on and what people are saying about that. You know, and who was anybody there in that audience? Be real, because it's an emotional sport. If I get, if you were there, you were in there in the audience, were you chanting that? I mean, I understand. You know, I understand you were in the audience, and I want to hear from you to see what it was saying. Now I got my man Scorpio saying the crowd was foul, but people are open with disregard. How many people believe when we get people that say, well, you pay your money, you can, you can do what you want to do. And that's what I want to touch on. I guess that too. How many people believe that, when people say that? You know what I'm saying? Now, I believe you want to boo a bad play, I'm okay with that. It was paid for a product. But I don't think anyone else really wants to see someone getting hurt. And then especially when he got hurt, be carting off, you see the guys crying, to even have enough, I don't know, whatever it is, to keep doing it, keep saying it. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's, yeah. Okay. All right, let me just. All right, let's go this. Like I said, you don't have to accept the allegations. However, you don't have to wish bad on someone. Yeah, Mills, I believe that. I believe that. You know what I mean? You don't have to accept the allegations or even, yeah, I believe that. I don't believe in beating people when they're down, period. That was Aaron, 85. But Aaron, you know what? And we can see people are down. And here's the thing I think too, and we're saying down physically, down not playing right, down now not healthy. But most people are saying he's not down. That's just an injury. He got $250 million guaranteed, and I think a lot of that may come from that kind of mentality. Sure, what he did is not right, but you don't wish ill on nobody. Sure, what he did is not right, but you don't wish. That's interesting too. Now, can I ask this, guys? Have we made up our minds on what happened, or what he did, or if it was right? You know what I mean? I'm just asking. I'm not even going to try to touch it. I'm just going to ask. You know what I mean? Scorpio, you asked me to talk about being booed, and I kind of talked about it a little bit yesterday when I said that's the one thing that made me feel so badly about it. When I had my issue, and I told people about a situation that I got in, an accusation that somebody put out on me and said about me, and I wasn't even there. And when I was going in other stadiums, people were saying all kinds of stuff. But when I came home, I got showered with great love and everything. So I was able to balance it out. I got booed in Philadelphia. That was, it was my arch rivals. A cheer, I should say, when I broke my neck in Philadelphia. But to do it and have to endure it at home, that's a whole nother thing. Oh my God, that's where my heart probably just fell out. Like, man, because he probably wanted to, man, if I can get it right and get it fixed up in Cleveland, they'll put their arms around me and love me, and at least I can have a city again. Because he had Houston. Yeah, at Houston. And you guys, you don't remember this kid was right behind Patrick Mahomes. He was right behind Patrick Mahomes in performance in the way he played. And right now, he just seems like a shell of himself. And yeah, that is. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Somebody right here, 230 million. So you're talking about where'd that go? Put that back up here, Gene. When they were talking about 230 million, what did he say? See, everybody focused on the money, and it's almost like we can lose any kind of humanity towards this man because you know what I mean. He has 230 million, ain't what people think it is after taxes and pay. Oh, guys, no. I can't go with that with you, buddy. 230 million, a lot of money. It is exactly what I think it is. Give me $230 million. That's a lot of money. But you can't ever tell people out there that's not a lot of money. It's a lot of money after taxes, with taxes, tax on tax. It's a lot of money. Let's not go there. It's only a certain group that focus on the money. It is, but it's a big group. It's a big group. And let me tell you what I think too. I don't think people think you were in a situation that you should come out of a situation and be that and get that blessed. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. Most people say, "Oh man, he was accused of all of this." Now you guys do know. Now I want everybody to know. You do know. It wasn't like I'm just telling you the facts. I'm just telling you the facts. It wasn't like any of these girls went to my knowledge, from what I've heard and what I've gathered and what been seeing, ran to the police. I know it was this lawyer, and I know he was working with a lot of them. So I don't know how all of that came about. How did we get to a number 30 and nobody went in? You know what I mean? That kind of thing, and said something to the authorities, and this guy happened to find everybody. So all of that. But you guys made up your mind he's guilty already because the number, probably the number of it, right? Is that what you're saying? Are you like me saying that's a lot to say nothing happened? That's a lot to say nothing happened. But just interesting. Deshaun wasn't criminally charged. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? What does that tell you? We know people that have done things that probably didn't get charged and should have gotten charged. We know people in our own neighborhoods that have done things and didn't get charged. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we know people that haven't done anything and then did get charged. so yeah, it is. It's a difference, and there's a huge difference between a civil case. I got you, buddy. A civil suit and a criminal charge. But in our world, there really isn't. There really isn't, and that's why, honestly, that's why people file lawsuits, because they know, and I'm going to share this with you. They know you don't want to deal with it. They know if it comes out in any way that they're going to cause you all kinds of problems. There's something we call in our world a nuisance value. And that means if, at some point, you just pay the nuisance value. That it makes it easier to pay the nuisance value. Because what happens is these guys go and get an attorney. An attorney, maybe he's not that busy, not working. He'll continue. You're going to go get your attorney. Your attorney is going to be one of the top end attorneys. My attorney is going to cost a lot of money per hour. And you got to give them a big retainer. So now these guys who are working for free for the other side are going to just then start just filling your box with papers to make your attorney respond to all of them. Your clock on with the attorney is ticking up. You'll end up paying an attorney $200,000 when somebody was suing you for $25,000. You see what I'm saying? So at some point you say, oh, okay, what's the new spec? Give them 25, let's get out of here so I can save 175. And people know this, and they try and pull on that lever. as much as they can. That's what it is. Come on, 30, not one criminal charge. I know. Come on, 30, not one criminal charge. Yeah, that's what the guy's saying. And that's the reality of what we're having. But still, once the accusation is out in our world, that's you're guilty, and that's how people took this, and that's why people got so upset when he came up and when he landed the 230 million. Now I want to be straight with this, guys. I thought about this too. Remember when they were doing the bidding war for Deshaun Watson? He wanted to get back to Atlanta, except Cleveland came in with this all fully guaranteed offer. I think they gave Atlanta a chance to try to match it or whatever, but nobody did. So Cleveland got him. So I tried to give Cleveland people some grace on, okay, Deshaun said he didn't want to. He didn't want to go to Cleveland. Maybe some of them remember that. You know what I mean? Since you dissed us in the beginning and got our money up to this, it was, so I tried, but I still felt bad. I still felt bad about it. Yeah. Ed, I don't know how you jump in the middle of all of this. Ed Chapman says to me, do you own any football cards? I own a lot of my football cards. I only stopped this right here and cut in because I ran into a lot of them the other day. I thought about the same thing just the other day. All right, but Playmaker, all the women were saying basically the same thing. All of them online, and that's what Lincoln said. But Lincoln, understand what I'm saying. You're right. You're right. All the women were saying the same thing. But what I'm telling you is all the women had the same attorney. So what you got is what they wanted you to hear. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And now if all of these women were separate and everybody came from everywhere and they had the same story and they never talked to the same person and they were never congregated at all, then you say, that's interesting. That's no way all these people came from everywhere and came over the same thing. But they all went through the same system, all the girls. So I would imagine they were saying the same thing. And I'm not saying that what they're saying didn't happen. I'm just telling you the facts of what happened. So yeah, that's something. All right, let's see. I cannot stand individuals that live with bad intentions. Who live lives with bad intentions? I'm not a negative person either, and I can't take it. I don't like it. It brings down your countenance. It makes you feel, I can't stand being around people like that. We need to get Jerry out of jail. That Cowboy stuff is never going anywhere, man. You know what I mean? That Cowboy stuff is never going anywhere. I just want us to, honestly, like what we make up our minds right away on everything. And I want us to look over things and say, do we really make up our minds from the facts that we are given? Or is any other things creep into the decisions of making up our minds? Like I just threw out, okay, oh, wow, $230 million. You must have done something. You see what I mean? There's things like that, just as opposed to just seeing and saying, how realistic is this? You know what I mean? How realistic is this? That's it. I just want to. I don't know. But I close with this. I tell you this. I don't think it's ever okay. I don't care how much you pay to get in a game. I don't think it's ever okay to hope and want for anybody to get hurt. I'll move off of that now because we got so much stuff to talk about. And I want to talk about all that stuff that Jerry and Troy and the fight that's going on between Troy saying these guys are not coming off the football and Jerry saying he has a point. And then Coach Mike McCarthy said, well, I wouldn't agree with his word. Let's jump into some of all of that is going on with it's my Dallas Cowboys. That is my Dallas Cowboys in that turmoil stuff. And I want you to understand. Now, Troy, our system and the way we play, the first thing we talk, the first thing we will go over is coming off that football right now, right now. What Troy's talking about is in today's game, guys spend too much time at the line of scrimmage, faking and moving, and then they're slow coming off the ball, which is exactly what the DB wants you to do, because that means the quarterback is holding the damn football while them big boys are raining down on you. So we would always go and practice. We gotta go. We used to race off the ball. You can beat me off the ball. And I was going to catch the count. I called it beating the count. Other people, you remember all that stuff they taught you in football growing up? Watch the ball, don't jump off sides, go when the ball hikes. That's a lie. You'll lose. It's that's somebody that wrote something that never really played. The object is to be the first one off the ball, to move first. So I would have to think about ways, how can I get first? How can I move first? I have the advantage with that snap count. I know when it's coming, you don't. I'm anticipating that snap count. I'm not waiting to hear that snap count, because I know sound reverberates and it travels to my ear. So Troy's way over there. When he says blue 18, it's going to take a quick second before it gets to my ear. Set over there. By the time set gets to this ear, I wait a tenth of a second. I don't never hear it. I'm imagining he's saying hut over there, but I'm already gone. And by that time, the DB who's looking inside at the ball, is like, oh, Joe, bam, I'm gone. These guys are sitting here looking at the ball snap, and then they're faking, and they're not going into the route. That's what Troy's talking about. You got to get into the route. You got to get into the route. Get into the route right now. And he said they're not doing that. That's forcing that to hold on to the ball and make some tight throws, and those are the problems. And Mike is saying, I've been in practice. I don't see that as the situation. Mike, we watching games. You know, you're saying it's not happening in practice. It's only happening in the game. We've been watching the games. So, you know, man, yeah. But Mike's doing the right thing and protecting his players. He can't say, yeah, I agree with Troy. He can't say that. He'll lose his whole football team. He's doing the right thing. I thought he told the line pretty well in that situation. But the results on Sunday tells you everything. You can't fight with that fight. You know, there's certain fights, man, you just can't fight with, and that's one of them. The Aaron Rodgers situation. Aaron Rodgers, what's the problem with the Jets? First thing we got to do is stop listening to you. What? That's what I'm saying. The media ain't take not one damn snap. Not one snap. What are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about? You guys are like this. You guys are like this. You guys want to blame Jerry for all the Cowboys stuff. I'll blame him for the decisions you made this whole season and not even peeking in on a Derrick Henry and all of those things. But man, over the last 30 years, you guys been in the playoffs. I'm not putting all that on Jerry when those players were on the field with an opportunity to win. So I understand that you guys have your disdain for Jerry, but I just want to make sure we don't let the players off the hook and they are on the field playing. You know what I mean? Let me go over it, Phil. What do you got? Somebody, do you think the Packers look? Are they real to you? Real to me? Yeah. The Packers look real. Oh yeah, you better believe the Packers look real. And Young ain't gonna be doing it for a while. You know, I know, man. I like Jordan Love. I really like that kid, man. I'm telling you, in that group they got, all of them. Yeah, the Packers gonna be for real and be out there for a while. Everybody's trying to say now, you know, Packers, Detroit, Minnesota, Chicago. That's by far the best division right now. I'm chewing on that. I don't know if I can buy that right now. You know, I don't know. I know I like what Jared Goff is doing. I like what Minnesota is doing. You know, man, listen, young. Think about this. Think about this. Jordan Love, and with the exception, and Jordan Love just started throwing. All of those guys in that division, Caleb Williams. Yeah, I could see Sam Darnold. I like what they're doing, but I don't know that they can come through a gauntlet of tough teams and not make a lot of turnovers. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing. That group, that's the best group. We may have the best records, but that doesn't mean to me that they're the best group. To me, they're the best group. I don't know about that. I don't know if that's the best division. I have to get more evidence on that before I call those guys the best division. Also, I heard somebody talk about this when Keyshawn was at. I'm like, do Jerry now go after Myles Garrett? It's like, you joking? I love Myles Garrett as a player, but one player on that defense won't make a huge difference. One player on offense can make a huge difference. So, just people just don't throw out anything. Throw out something that makes sense. You know what I mean? And I'll address that. But Max Crosby, that's my dude. I wish we could get a Max Crosby, but that's a whole other thing. Max Crosby, that's a whole other thing. That ain't gonna happen either. But Jesus, Jesus has to call that out. He's saying Max Crosby to the Lions to try to take up for what they lost when they lost Hutchinson. That would be a great pickup for Detroit. I would certainly knock on that door. You're absolutely right if I am Detroit, because that's the one thing they need, because Hutch was their point man at getting to the quarterback. That's a good point. That's a good pickup. Him, Myles Garrett, anybody, because I know Cleveland will start selling off those pieces pretty soon here in a minute. Come on, I want to also go, before we get out of here, I want to talk to what Mike Tomlin did. We want to talk to what Mike Tomlin did, guys. Putting in Russell Wilson. Everybody was backing down and saying, Russell Wilson, don't do it, Mike Tomlin. Don't start Russell Wilson. You're 4-2 with Justin Fields. And man, Justin Fields doing good. He only had one turnover, leave him in the game. And Mike said this week, Coach Tomlin said that's why I get paid the big bucks. When I text Freight and all those boys last week and I asked him about him, I said, man, Mike, what are you guys doing? We've got to move. He said, let's see what it brings us. I'm telling you, they all felt this. Like there's something more here. We can get a little bit more here and just a few more. They were averaging 20 points. In this league, you go from 20 to 27, 28. That's a huge jump. That's a huge jump. They put up 37 points for the first time. And Justin Fields, I think week 4, he threw for over 300 yards. So Russ throwing for 264 and 2 touchdowns. Hey, he's thrown for over 300 yards. He threw it in week 4. They put up 24 points, but they lost the game. That was music to the Steelers' ears to put up 37 points in a game. 37 points in a game. What did they do? 21-0 after halftime. So, yeah, he's chirping right now. That's why I get paid the big bucks. Because everybody wants to be a head coach, but everybody doesn't get paid the big bucks. And everybody was telling him, don't do it. And he said, I got to listen to me. And think about this. Russell Wilson, that's close to his floor. I mean, I imagine he was a little rusty. He hadn't played for almost a year. So that was his floor game. From Mike Tomlin and Pittsburgh Steelers, everybody, I can't wait to get a peek at his game if he can get back towards the ceiling and not towards the floor. Now, I'm just saying it's his floor game because he had played in a while. He's getting the feel back playing the game, and he looked pretty good in getting back what he needed to get back and playing the game. I just thought that was pretty That was pretty amazing. Guys, another thing that's big here. You guys, I don't know if you saw that press conference. Gene, you guys, put me what you can on this, but Tua's approach to his return. Man, I remember I was one of the people sitting here talking about, here we go. All of these wannabe doctors that don't know what they're talking about is about to make this man retire. Because everybody's talking about, he shouldn't play. He should play. This man making $50 million a year. And it was, and I was like, leave him alone. This man should be able to play. Let him make his decision for his family. And I still believe that. But when I saw the press conference today, two things hit me. First when I read it, because I read it first, I was like, man, that worries me, man. What is Tua here? Tua acting like it's nothing here. It's like, yeah, you can hurt yourself. You can get up out the bed and sprain your ankle. You can drive down the street and have a wreck. So what are you doing? This is you can sprain your ankle. Yeah, it'll heal. You can have a fender bender. You got seatbelts on, everything. You can survive. But nobody wants to see you, man. Nobody wants to see you laying on that football field like that. And to be so cavalier with it and to compare it to something like that worried me when I was reading. Then I went and said, let me see what it looks like. Let me watch the actual interview. And then I felt the football player in Tua is fighting all of the people that are telling him he shouldn't be playing. So he stands up there, and that's what I believe he was coming from. He was coming from that fighting position. Y'all ain't telling me. Everybody takes a chance. You take a chance just getting out of the bed in the morning. Y'all not telling me. And I wanted him to be speaking to the people that are concerned for him. I wasn't trying to tell you to retire, but we are concerned for you. And I wish even the organization would have said, we're going to do something and we're going to take it this way. But when he came out talking cavalierly about it like that, and then he said he's not wearing that little guardian cap, which is extra protection. Why would you not wear the little cap? It doesn't restrict you from anything that you do. Why didn't the organization tell you if you're going to play, you're going to have to wear this guardian cap? I know it's Tua's decision. I said that. I believe that. But I hope Tua will make a decision to help us deal with all of this. Because we love him enough and we care about him and we don't want anything to happen to him. That's all we're saying. When they asked about it, let me give you his exact quote. Well, how much risk do we take when we get up in the morning to go drive to work? Get into a car crash? I don't know. He went on. Everything, I think, takes risks. So to answer that question, every time we all suit up, we're taking a risk. Come on. We know that. But we know all of the other stuff. But you're fighting instead of receiving here. And I think there's more people that is with you than obviously against you. And I just want you to speak to those people like me. Just let me know. Yeah, listen, I understand that this is a risk, and I appreciate all of the people that are concerned and show genuine care. And yes, I am going to take every other precaution. I know. I'm going to wear a guardian cap. Everything I know I can wear, I should do that. And that would have just made me feel better. I don't know. Made me feel better, and I'm hoping the best for him, and I hope nothing happens to him. And I think everything will be okay with him. But I wish, yeah, I want him to be careful. You know what I mean? And I said, man, yeah, yeah. I mean, this with Tua, I don't even talk about the money thing. I mean, I just want him. I know he wants to play, and I know he wants to get paid. I know he got paid already, but I know he wants to compete too. I want to show you guys. It's the hardest thing in the world to do if you love your guys on a football team, like I love my teammates, and like they love Tua. Look how they look. They love Tua. That's not. Those are boys. What Tyreek has come and give to you guys, don't underestimate this. You understand? When I say Tua's fighting, he's fighting for the opportunity to go fight with his boys. I dig that. I dig that. I dig that. I hurt my neck. Boy, like I told you, if that was Jimmy Johnson still coaching and Norv Turner, man, let me go fight with him. I can fix this. We went on a losing streak when I got out, but I was like, oh, I can fix it. I can fix it. If it was my guys, but it wasn't my guys anymore. It's a different coach. It's a different fight. These are his guys. This dude, Tua sat up on that press conference. He looked different. Looked slick, clean, confident. And he knows how important he is evermore. He knows they're 1-3 without him. He sees it every day. Those dudes walk by him. Man, we need you, man. We need you. He feels committed to those dudes, man. It's hard sitting down when all your boys are walking by and your season is going down. You love them dudes, man. Tyreek Hill gave that man his cape. Tyreek Hill gave Tua his cape. He came over there. He said, yes, he's an accurate quarterback. And then he proceeded to light it up with Tua. So, yeah, me too, Philip. I respect that man. I respect him. I understand he's fighting everybody that says, no, you shouldn't be playing. I'm playing with my guys. I'm playing with our guys. My guys that got me here because I'm going to show my guys what they mean to me and y'all up. So he's fighting all of these people. Just be careful, Tim. Just be careful. Because, we do care. I love Tua. I love Tua. And I love his whole story. I love him talking about the defensive coach and how he took a different approach. And then Coach Daniels came in and took the right approach with Tua. With Tua. Arturo, you're asking me here, talk about the hardest thing for a player is to walk away. And it is a hard thing, especially when you love the game. And it's not just about the game. It's not just playing the game. It's what I'm talking about. It's walking in that locker room. You're part of something. You feel like you got family. Everything you go through, you walk it out, talk it out in that locker room. In that locker room. That's everything. And then you lose all of that support, all of that togetherness, all of that camaraderie. And you shoot to the rest of the world. A world that knows not a locker room, that knows not great team values. So you just left all of that love and support and commitment and togetherness. And now you're out there all by yourself and you're not having an opportunity to play the game you love and you're wondering and whirling in the wind, who the hell am I? What the hell am I? And what will I do now? There's nothing more difficult than walking away from the game. And I could dig that for Tua, especially in your prime. It was hard for me, and I had 3 rings and had a great career, but it was still hard as hell to walk away. I couldn't imagine my family thought of that happening for him. So what happened? Let me hold on, guys. I got people trying to call me. I thought I had this. Hey guys, I am so sorry. We're having a little bit of an issue here. I know you are waiting for me, and we're going to get it right. Now, you do have to understand on this other side, though, I have promised and swore to take you with me all across this place. Everywhere I go, I got to set up and get the job done. I can't predict everybody's internet and Wi-Fi and all of that. Sometimes it falls, but I'm going to work diligently and get it back up so I can get back to my peeps. So please be patient. We will be right back. Hey guys, I am so sorry. We're having a little bit of an issue here. I know you are waiting for me, and we're going to get it right. Now, you do have to understand on this other side, though, I have promised and swore to take you with me all across this place. Everywhere I go, I got to set up and get the job done. I can't predict everybody's internet and Wi-Fi and all of that. Sometimes it falls, but I'm going to work diligently and get. I'm still learning. I try to do, I'm just so technologically ignorant, right? I try to turn the thing off on my iPad. So when my phone rings, it doesn't come up here. But I'm confusing without my assistants here to take care of that stuff. So I apologize about that. But where we were, you see what I'm saying? Where we were was how hard it is to walk away, right? See, I don't know nothing about that stuff. I had to step out in this world I don't know anything about. All of this technology and all of this stuff, I had to hire people to help me with all of this. When you walk away. In football, I knew everything. Now I leave and I work so hard to get to the top of it. Tua has worked so hard to get to the top of it. And for you to tell him to walk away now, man, I can honestly tell you this. There's no, oh my God, that would be too devastating to me. I would much rather take a chance. I have to play. It would be devastating to me and my person to be pulled off the field right now when I worked hard to get to the top of my field and somebody says, that's it. You got, oh my God, that would be even more devastating. It's hard to walk away from the game, but certainly when you have so much left in the game, so yeah, that's the toughest thing, And the thing I still deal with, I think we all still deal with, and that's why you see guys we get on shows, or what we're doing right here. All bull aside, what we're doing right here. Just trying to create another locker room. That's what we do. That's what we're talking about. That's what I'm talking about with you. I'm just creating another locker room because that's where I find I have the most success in life. In some kind of locker room. I mean, I got people that care. You have people that have some of the same views you have, and you have people that love you enough that even if they have a different view, they'll share that with you, and they'll share it in love. Like, hey, man, just think about it this way, or think about it that way. That's what we all look for. Football players look for that, but everybody looks for that. We're all part of groups. You know what I mean? We're all looking for our locker room, and that's why I'm enjoying creating this little locker room right here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I appreciate you guys dropping in, joining in on this locker room. I really appreciate having a conversation, just sat and chat about that Deshaun Watson stuff. And I want you guys to know, honestly, I feel better about talking about it too. There's a lot of things I held for a long time. You try to keep moving through things. And the football mentality is just keep moving, keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't stop, don't stop. Don't let anyone stop you. You run over a lot of your own feelings just to try to keep going. So just sharing them and sharing them in a sense where we can have an open forum about them. Yeah, that helps also. Let me jump into this Thursday night football game we got coming up. Vikings at Rams and Cooper Kupp
they're talking about him can play in this game as we come to an end of the day. Now, the interesting thing here is I've been hearing a lot of Cooper Kupp in trade rooms. And I said to myself, wow, a couple of years ago, Cooper Kupp had the best season ever. And then Puka comes in and he has a great season. And now they're talking about moving Cooper Kupp. Mm, mm, I ain't thinking about Cooper Kupp coming out here yet. It's just that moment right there. I just sat on me for a minute. But because you know what I'm thinking, like, okay, for me, for me, for me, if I could, if you say, okay, what position you can bring in help that you can bring in now that can really help the Cowboys? Like I told you, Myles Garrett, the one guy on defense, or Max Crosby going down on defense. I don't know if that's going to really make a huge, I mean, it'll make a difference on that defense, but how big of a difference will it make? I don't know. But if I can get one player that can help put more points on the board, one player that can take some of the pressure off CD Lamb on offense, that will make a huge difference because even if I can't stop you and there are too many holes, I think in that defense to stop the plug up, then maybe we can just outscore people. And that's why I look and lean towards that offensive player more so than anyone else on defense, guys. Guys, I want to thank you for another great chat right here, sitting here, chatting on my, yes, in my hotel room or in my office, wherever we make this locker room. I appreciate you guys sitting in on this locker room. And if anyone wants to join our locker room, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and then come on in to the locker room. Check out you guys and spend some time and looking forward to spending some time with you next week. Somebody was asking me right quick, I will not be going to San Francisco for the San Francisco game. But I will say this now. I will say this right quick before I go. A lot of injuries in San Francisco. And it's just this much hope just seeping in my spirit. Just this much hope. Just this much. It just be. And I'm not talking about, I'll do it on TV. Man, with the Cowboys, they just win this one. Just win one, win one. And this one could be a big one because remember, this is what's been holding you back. This is what's been holding you back. So now you go be San Fran, you're going to get a sense of self. Because San Fran put you out in the playoffs last couple of years before Green Bay did last year, of course. But you'll get a sense of self and then start building on that. Just a little bit of hope right there came running through the window. But I won't be in San Fran on Sunday, but I will be in Miami on Saturday for that U versus Florida State game. I guarantee you that I will be there Saturday. You better be there Saturday. And I will see you guys next time right here in the locker room. God bless you.